Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce and Guns, and if you remember from a couple videos ago, right there, I'll link it to there, where I put a hole through this Air 500 steel target. Of course, I did that on purpose because it's really only rated for handguns, and I took a 300 Win Mag to it. Of course, I put a hole through it. So today, what I'm going to do is weld that hole up. First of all, let's talk about welding on a steel plate and the downsides of that. Well, number one, this is AR 500 steel plate, and it is specially heat treated for that number, for that hardness number. Now, AR 500, the AR stands for abrasion resistance. It doesn't mean anything about the military. It doesn't mean armor piercing or armor plating or anything of that nature. It is abrasion resistant, and it's very, very tough due to the specialized heat treating and, of course, the makeup of the steel alloy inside it. Well, when you heat it up, when you're welding it, you're going to be heating this up to its molten temperature, and then it's going to be cooling off. Well, that's going to affect the heat treating. That's going to remove most of the heat treating and give its own special heat treating properties, which is probably not going to retain AR 500 steel plate rating. But as it stands, this plate is useless. Why can't I shoot it anymore? Well, when you shoot a steel plate, it's going to be angled. So if I'm standing over here and I'm shooting, I want this plate to be angled. This is exaggerated, of course, but it's going to be angled so then when the bullet hits, it strikes and all the debris goes down instead of being reflected back toward the shooter. Well, when you got a hole in the dang thing, then when it's angled, that bullet, I mean, it's a chance in a million, but it's still a chance where the bullet can hit that hole just right and bounce the copper jacket back or whatever back at the shooter. And you want that hole not to be there. Simple as that. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and weld that up, and I'll show you my abilities of farm welding, because please do not take any kind of welding lessons from this video, because I am not a professional welder, not in the least bit. I'm what's known as a farm welder. Got a gnat here. I'm what's known as a farm welder, which means I have two pieces of metal that I need stuck together, and I stick them together. That's it. The weld's going to be ugly, it's going to be strong enough, and it's going to be ugly. I'm not sure. I've never welded on AR 500 steel, so I have no idea how this is going to go today, but of course I'm going to bring you guys along to see me hopefully win, but probably fail as well. And a quick overview of my tools. I've got a old Lincoln welder here, ProMig 135, which is great for the farm because, oh, you're in the shadow now, because it runs on 110 and is very, very portable. Boy, this thing is still hot, but you can tell it is completely flattened out. You can see that little side profile right there. It is primarily flattened out. It's not 100% perfect, but it's not bad. And it is, of course, the hole is filled in. Now, I used a lot of the grinder here because a grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't, and I definitely am not a professional welder. Now, did all this heating affect the heat treatment? Oh, I'm sure it did. I am sure it did. Did it affect it to the point where it's no longer a safe target for 9mm or pistol rounds? No idea. I mean, worst case scenario is I salvage this piece of steel to be used as a 22 only steel target. If that's the worst I did today, then that's still a win in my book. Alrighty folks, we're down at the farm. I have a steel target, the steel target that I welded up right there, and we're gonna go ahead and shoot it. I've got a camera right there focused way up close and personal onto the steel target so we can watch what happens while I'm shooting it. First of all, we're gonna start off with a 22. I've got a suppressor on there, but I'm still gonna wear ears because I'm shooting the steel target. That's going to reverberate very high-pitched noise toward me, and I'm shooting up against a berm. So, you know, better safe than sorry. I have no idea if that would cause hearing damage or not. I'm going to try to hit that welded spot as much as possible. Mag 2. And as you can see, no damage whatsoever. No damage at all from the 22. It looks like a little bit, right there, a little bit of a divot, but I believe that is just a piece of lead stuck to it because I cannot feel that at all. We go. Got 17 rounds. Oh, I forgot to show you, it's mostly full metal jacket, but it's like a smorgasbord of hollow point full metal jacket and lead cast bullets. So you'll see all kinds of different smoke profiles coming out of here. Here we go. Did I miss that? Stop swinging. And I cannot tell a dang thing wrong with that whatsoever. That is still smooth as a baby's butt right there. Back, of course, I had some good good heat penetration right there, which is good. I was welding this up. All right. Well, guys, it looks, whoa, there we go. A little bit of zoom problem there. Well, guys, it looks like a welded target as long as you stay within the parameters of a pistol round. So I'm not sure, I bet 45 would be fine as well. 40 caliber might be pushing it, 357 mag, that might be pushing it. But as far as regular 9mm and just regular power pistol ammo, I believe this target is still good to go. Now, will it last as long as a normal target? Well, no, because these steel targets do not last forever. This is not a buy once, cry once when it comes to steel targets. They're consumable. And so with the heat treating or the reheat treating that I did to it while welding, did pretty much kill the heat treating that was on there previously, which means that it won't last as long. Will it last a good while? Apparently so. I'm gonna bet I'm gonna get several years of use out of this thing after welding, but it'll probably cut the life in half. That's just kind of a guesstimate on my part, who knows? But I know it won't last as long as if it were a unmolested, unwelded target. Well, guys, here for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go subscribe. More of this on the way. And if you have any comments, questions, or show what did, leave that in the comment box below the video. And of course, you guys have a great day. See ya.